They told us we were wrong, but we were right. Hey everybody, welcome back to The Turnout. I'm your host, Aloy. Don't forget to check out usaaudiences.com for movie screenings and special event invites. So, about a month and a half ago, time flies when you're sick through the whole month of September, but I did a video kind of reporting on the fact that even though they said that Spider-Man was going to leave the MCU, there were still kind of secret talks going on to try and keep him in the Marvel Cinematic Universe. Now, it's interesting the way that it all worked out because the reports that I was getting before was that they kind of came to an agreement with 35% and all that stuff, and then those talks fell through. And then I was like, man, you know, for the next, who knows how many times I'm going to have to come on here and say, okay, it's back on. Okay, it's dead. Okay, it's back on. Okay, it's dead. Well, by my count, again, if I was feeling good during the entire month of September, if I was feeling well enough to make a video for each of those, I would have made an additional, I think 6 or 7 videos to kind of talk about the backs and forths of how all of that ended up going down. Luckily for me, I did not have to do that. You didn't have to go through that. They did come to an agreement. Disney and Sony agreed that Spider-Man would stay in the MCU. Now, this is an interesting story because they really had, at one point, stopped negotiations. Because, again, Disney was making 5% of the money from the Spider-Man movies, and they were pushing for 50%. And the earlier thing said 35%, but they ended up coming to an agreement at 25% eventually. But the reason why they came back one more time to talk about it was because Tom Holland himself, the guy who plays Spider-Man now, was personally calling the execs and trying to get them in the same room. He was like, can we please make this happen? Now, what they did agree to was 25% for Disney, but I know that I said a whole bunch of stuff with like Spider-Man and His Amazing Friends, and there was like a long thing, and there was going to be tons of movies, 9 more, but that is actually on the back burner now. What the current agreement says is that they're going to get one more movie, one more Spider-Man movie, giving Marvel the ability to complete the trilogy that they had in mind, at least to finish off the crazy cliffhanger from Far From Home. They're also going to allow Spider-Man to appear in at least one other movie that he is not the star of. He'll have 1 or 2 kind of cameos. And that is what the agreement is right now. What happens after Spider-Man's 3rd movie is all up in the air. We don't know. It'll be interesting to see what ends up happening. But the final verdict is in, and we were right. Spider-Man is staying in the MCU. Tom Holland saved it all for us, and we're at least going to get one more Spider-Man movie. So I'm very happy about that. There are links to sources down in the comments, but this is kind of old news. I really wanted to make a video because when I made my initial video that there were still talks, I was about the 3rd person to make a video on it on YouTube. And I had so many people come and tell me that it was BS and why should we believe you? You have a small dinky channel. Well, I mean, because I was doing the research and I was trying to go out there and find the information. And I do have a small channel, but the information that I had was accurate and the information led eventually to the same result. We do have now Spider-Man in the MCU, not to the extent that we were originally hearing reports, but he's going to be there, and I'm pretty excited about that. Let me know what you guys think about Spider-Man staying in the MCU, and put your thoughts down in the comments. While you're at it, don't forget to check us out on Twitter at TheTurnoutUSAA, and I've been your host, Aloy. This has been The Turnout. Thanks for showing up.